Laya Migrant Youth for Change and Action is an organization that focuses on youth issues but also Filipino community issues in the San Mateo County and also the Philippines. Laya branched out of the Filipino Youth Coalition, which was under the Liwanag Cultural Center. One of the former board members of PYC, Liza Arpello, discusses the history of Laya.
My name is Liza Arpello. I am the coordinator of the Kababayan Learning Community here at Skyline College. So Laya, once upon a time, basically, it started out as the Filipino Youth Coalition back in 2005. This is before I came on board, basically. So the PYC was formed kind of in response to the need for youth programs in Daly City. And from PYC, another organization was created to kind of be the umbrella organization for it, and that was the Liwanag Cultural Center.
Okay, so my name is Joel Trung Vargas. I'm a high school teacher here at Westmore High School. I teach high school English, I teach peer assistance, and I'm also the faculty advisor of the Filipino Barkada. So that's what I do here on campus. But I'm also a community organizer with Laya for Migrant Youth for Change and Action here in Daly City. So Laya originated from kind of a concept in which we wanted to continue youth work in Daly City. We've had a long history of doing youth work with Liwanag Cultural Center, which is the home where we do most of our programming. Eventually, it really became the projects eventually became grassroots people organizations known as Laya, Migrant Youth for Change and Action, and Migrant, Northern San Mateo County, which is the workers' organizing component. I helped to establish Laya when that transition happened, when we let go of the nonprofit programs, wanted to do more grassroots organizing. We had to figure out a name, we had to figure out a mission, and we had to reorient kind of what purpose do we have as a youth organization, and what sets us apart from different organizations that already do youth work? Because there's a lot of groups here that do youth work. And I think one of the things that sets us apart is we aim to build with Filipino migrant youth. And so there needs to be kind of a sharper understanding of what that means, regardless of whether or not you're born here in the U.S., and you've had, you're maybe first, second, or third generation, or if you were a newly immigrant Filipino youth coming from the Philippines. The reality is we share a common narrative, and that narrative is through the migrant experience. So again, our job, our role is to kind of build this consciousness, this identity around the fact that we are Filipinos that have a history of migrating back from the homeland. So we always try to, push our members and this understanding that having a migrant perspective is really important, because a lot of the big challenges here that we were able to kind of assess is that a lot of Filams come here like really disconnected and not really knowing a lot about their culture or their history, besides Pacquiao and Filipino food and maybe your occasional Filipino parties, but having very little connection to what that meant back home.
I'm Christian Guerrero, and I am a general member of Laya, Migrant Youth for Change and Action. Laya is it's turned into like a family, a home in Daly City, folks that I've found inspiration from, guidance from, and it's a little community that's open and that's got a kind of a desire to help the Filipino community in Daly City. I joined it because I wanted to be active in the community. I wanted to do something because I just moved here in 2013. I didn't have any groups to go to other than the groups in San Francisco, but that was kind of far, so I wanted to find something more local, and that's why I joined. I have learned a lot of Filipino-American issues, organizing, what organizing looks like, mobilizing for whether it's going to rallies, whether it's going to events, also learning how to set up set up events like open mics. That sharing with people, trying to get them to come through, being more vocal in the community. I've learned that, and I've learned the importance of organizing, like building community in different ways, whether it's in school, whether it's just going to community events, or whether it's just having dialogue with people one-on-one. I've learned a lot of important things of being able to support one another in different ways. And each one has their own path.
They're very open, and as an immigrant, I was interested to join the group because they had really good things to talk about. Yeah, so I'm actually a new member of Laya. I've only been to probably a few meetings, like around 10, I would say. But as I went through it, I kind of want to be more active in the group because I really believe in what they promote, which is really equality and unity between all immigrants and both people who live here in the community. So I went to Rock the School Bells. That's how I met Joel and Amy. They were very accommodating, and at the same time, they talked about the issues that they had here in the community, specifically Daly City, since they're based in Daly City. And as an immigrant who just came here about like 3 years ago, I was shocked when I went here in Skyline because there was a huge gap between the Filipino Americans who were born here and the immigrants who just came here like me. And I wanted to bridge that gap. I talked about it with Joel. They told me about the events and educational discussions that they had, which was very eye-opening to me. And that's the reason why I joined Laya.
Freedom, because that's what Laya means. Da-dum-bumps.
Laya, it's eye-opening.
A legacy.
If I had one word to describe Laya, I think it would be family.
What is this? I'ma say I love all of your beautiful faces. Look at this brown man and this brown lady. This is home for me. I was born in the PI, but now I'm in Daly City and I'm high on love, no drugs. I'm telling you, kid, don't do that. I'm telling you how to live. See, I did that like 5 years ago. I got too high and I said, sister, for sure, please come save me. And I said, oh, thank you out there. I love you. And that's family vibe. I'm telling you, that's how you live your life. So I'ma pass it off to this Joel, this guy. Smile.
Here we go. Performing hella live. When I grow up, I wanna be like the Frisco 5. Every time that I'm doing it here, go ahead with the freedom that we commandeer. I don't do with no fear. Every time I wanna do it one more time with a can full of beer. But I'm not saying that I bust with the alcohol. Better yet, I play freaking basketball. Back on the LKC, you know me working like a mother effing MC. Every time, yes sir. Every time I bust cuss words, I would get censored at the MTV. And you know me, every time I'm rocking it here with my brown homies. Oh man, you wanna do it off the top? Go ahead and do it non-stop. And here it goes when I'm repping like the culture. We going outside looking for the vultures, flying to the sky, but they can't really do it. Go ahead and do it because we here getting stupid. At the same time, Oakland, California. Every time I wanna do it, never bore ya. Why? We keep it always going off the dome. Going one more time, LKC, second home.